Hi, I'm Ruben. Welcome to Dubb Academy. In this video, we will be discussing how to feel more comfortable being on camera.
And I'm Rob. It's one of the most important things you could possibly do is being comfortable when speaking to camera.
I forgot to click record.
Are you serious?
No.
Serious?
There's a little red button.
Oh yeah, definitely use it. In fact, open with it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Open with that. Now we'll start with something that's really interesting. The second scariest thing for most people is swimming with sharks.
Not the first?
No. The first is actually public speaking.
The number 2 fear that people have is swimming with sharks. The number 1 fear is public speaking. People would rather swim with sharks, Ruben, than publicly speak.
A lot of the same fears that we feel when we're on a stage and we're speaking publicly is what we feel when we're being recorded. There's an audience out there, and even though we can click the stop button, we still sometimes feel anxiety knowing that we can be judged, that we can be criticized, we can feel fear that our content is not good enough, and all of these things we will be discussing in today's video.
Don't let the little red light turn everything down for you. I know that in the traffic scenario, green light means go, but in this scenario, when shooting videos, red means go.
Now, the first thing that we'd like to do is to discuss why video. Why should people in sales, in marketing, business development, anyone in a leadership position, or anyone that's trying to make an impact, why should they use video? There's a couple of reasons why video is going to help both you and the company that you work for. Number one is that recording a video is much more efficient than writing text. Writing a text-based email can take a lot of time, whereas recording a video, you can speak conversationally. You can record a quick 30, 60-second video and send that to someone and get your point across.
You've read emails, you've read text messages, things get lost in translation in that stuff. I could send you a voice message, it's still not the same as when I get on video and I'm talking to you like this and I get to read your face, your energy.
The second is that it's more human. When people see us communicating, they create a parasocial relationship. They feel like they know us, like they've spoken to us before, and that they can trust us. And another reason is that for the viewer's perspective, the way that they comprehend the information is much more streamlined. In fact, when there's a visual associated with communication, people process it 60,000 times faster than if it's just simple text. Think about how that type of boost would help you in your communication and your overall growth strategy.
In terms of studies that have been done on this, whether text or video works better in terms of listener retention, it has been proven over and over. The retention rate is much higher in terms of tasks that need to be completed with video as opposed to text.
If they can see you, now you're somebody that is a friend. You're somebody that they actually can see you're a human being. You're not just a computer.
There's a saying that we like to say here at Dubb, which is nobody ever says, wow, what an amazing text-based email that you just sent. When people feel delight, it's from a human connection, and video creates that human connection.
If everyone's doing all the same things in the same posts and the one-dimensional, flat, boring posts, then thank you very much. That means that my video shines so much brighter because it's cutting through and actually telling a story, and now you know who I am.
You might be asking, what are the benefits of using video? Well, there's a host of things that you will get by using video. Number one is more responses to the messages that you're sending. This refers to email, LinkedIn messages, SMS, broadcast email campaigns, broadcast SMS campaigns. If you want to get more responses, use video. Number two is building more trust. I mentioned before, when people see you on camera, they build a parasocial relationship with you, and that means they can trust you. After all, seeing is believing.
The biggest thing you'll see when you make a more personal connection through video is more sales. Bottom line, you're meeting your quota, you're exceeding your quota. One of the biggest issues salespeople have in general is making that initial connection. It's one of the hardest things to do. It's as old as time in terms of let's try to email, text, call, pound the phones, all that's fantastic to a certain extent. Video is that hack, so to speak, that gets you immediately in front of your prospect. What's better than putting yourself literally in front of your prospect? It is the ultimate goal because it gives you the ultimate chance to be what? Personable, real.
Number one, it's trackable. So you can see, even right now, if you don't see the value, you're going to see the value when your click-through rate is much higher than an actual email. I think so many times we get in our heads that everybody has to like me. And what if I say the wrong thing? Guess what? It's okay. Just do another video, do another message.
One of the reasons why I like video so much is because sometimes I'm lazy. When I want to send a message, it's so much easier for me to grab my phone, throw it into selfie mode, record a quick video, and then send that to someone. Because when I start to type emails, a lot of the times I get OCD, I become a perfectionist. I want to make sure all my grammar is perfect. And that just takes time. And frankly, when people read emails, it's like TLDR, too long didn't read. They don't even spend the time to actually read those messages.
The world communicating through video is not going anywhere. It's only going to increase. So if you feel like you are stuck in the email, text, communication for sales,
and frustrated not getting replies to those text-based messages.
Or even if you're comfortable using those, you are not seeing the future because it's right in front of you. So you're either going to have to do it now or you're eventually going to have to do it later.
This changed my life. Stop waiting on everything to be perfect because it's never going to be. Never. You've got to take massive action.
Which kind of leads us into objections.
We have heard all the objections by now. When we hear objections, we don't judge, we don't feel negative thoughts. For us, it's learning. For us as technologists, it's how can we develop more technology, a better user experience, to be empathetic to people, to understand that, you know what, it's not easy recording video. It wasn't easy for me. It wasn't easy for anyone. We've been recording home videos for just a couple of decades now, so it's new for all of us. The first thing I want to say is that you are not alone if you're struggling with how to feel more comfortable being on camera. We've all gone through it. Really what it comes down to is practice.
Repetition, 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 because one of the top objections that are out there for some people is they just don't feel comfortable on camera.
Yeah.
It's about showing up for yourself every day. And maybe that first video, you hit record 20 times until you get something that you're comfortable with. Well, then the next time you do it, it's going to be a little bit easier.
Why do I feel uncomfortable being on camera? It's kind of like saying, why do I feel uncomfortable looking into a mirror? What is it? Is it because of the way that my face looks, the way that my nose, my eyebrows, my hair looks? Or is it because that someone said something to me in my past? Someone said something to us that was negative, and we believe that. And now we take that belief, that trauma with us, and it carries over to when we record video.
How do you deal with a bully? Well, you can let them keep bullying you, or you do what we did back in my day, and you confront the bully and you whoop its rear end, you handle it.
The fact of the matter is that if you are comfortable communicating with another human being in real life, you should feel comfortable recording video because it's effectively the same exact thing.
And in this case, there's less pressure because when you're speaking to someone face to face, guess what? That's live interaction. That's very close to a Zoom call, right? You're being live while you're interacting. It's almost like you're on stage, you're in theater. Well, if you're doing a film, you do cuts of things. You can redo them. So if I'm just talking to the camera, don't look at it as an adversarial relationship. Look at it as someone that's there to help you. When that red light goes on, that camera is working with you, not against you. And you can do it as many times as you like. It's just you and the camera.
I remember when I started recording videos and I had to do a lot of takes. Like, I mean a lot of takes, dozens and dozens and dozens of takes. And I think the first personality that I took on was not necessarily my own. I found myself sort of emulating other people. And I realized very quickly that the only way that I was going to feel comfortable to not feel like I'm an imposter, like a fraud, like I'm faking it, was just to speak in a conversational way, to pretend like I'm just having a conversation with a friend. I'm not doing an announcer voice. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm making mistakes and being okay with that. And at the end of the day, just being human.
It's about bringing humanity back to the communication process, especially in sales.
It's not about being a supermodel. It's not about, the perfect lighting or even saying the perfect thing, because there's only one you. And especially in a sales position, you want to have that connection with somebody.
Being able to be comfortable on video through practice, through repetition, through getting used to this lens is going to put you so far ahead.
One of the things that we've heard is that people don't see the value in doing video. Anyone that says that without actually doing it is approaching this without any data. As a video software company, we have terabytes of data that have shown us that sharing a video to get a response for sales and marketing drives an increase from 30 to 300%. Think about what you could do with getting 30 to 300% more responses and even more sales if you're doing it right. That type of impact, it's life-changing. So we encourage you to start the practice of recording video.
As a sales representative or sales leader, if I told you I was going to give you a key to open the prospect door that would open it 30 to 300% of the time, wouldn't you use that key? What's the goal at the end of the day? To make that sale, right?
Yeah, and as mentioned before, it's easier to record a video than it is to write. So if you're feeling too shy to be on video, it simply means that you haven't practiced enough. Repetition, repetition, repetition. Get into a flow of doing videos, and when you start to see the results, when you start to get those responses where people say, wow, Rob, that was an amazing video that you just sent me. I can't wait to work with you. You will get activated and you'll make it a part of your daily flow.
Okay, I'm comfortable on video now. What do I say?
I think that not knowing what to say comes from overthinking, because I think we're all good natural communicators. If we were to meet someone in an elevator and they ask, hey, what do you do for a living? I think we could all communicate in a pretty effective way in just a couple of minutes. The same applies to video. If you find yourself overthinking, contriving the whole situation, you're not being natural and it's not going to be sustainable. Being conversational makes it so much easier. If you're in sales and you want to get to the root of what you should say, it probably comes down to how you can solve other people's problems. Selling is about aligning a problem and a solution. So if you understand the problems of your ideal client profile and you can communicate them in an efficient and effective way, you might get other people's ears. Because at the end of the day, everyone wants to save time, make money, or do both.
But be conversational. That's the most comfortable way to be in terms of communicating. This isn't a speech that you're going to get graded on. This isn't some big presentation you're putting in front of 500 people. You want to be you, and let the camera free you. Don't let it stop you. Let it free you to be you.
Another reason why people don't feel comfortable on camera is because they get intimidated with the technology. This can apply to your phone, to your webcam, to a DSLR camera.
We see perfection out there and we think that we need to be perfect, but we really don't. You know, I think people relate to a messy office or kids running in the background. You can get a green screen that are on Amazon. They're super cheap. You can do all those fancy little backgrounds.
And the fact of the matter is the best type of equipment to use is the equipment that you're comfortable using. The phones in our pockets have everything we need. A good microphone, a good camera. Assuming we have a good background, decent lighting, and not a huge amount of background noise, we can record high quality videos at scale. The amount of research and development that goes into the technology of these phone cameras and microphones is astounding. So remember, you're using an amazing piece of technology. Just because it's easy to use doesn't mean it's not the right thing to use.
It's a studio.
It's a studio in your pocket. A lot of people use technology as a crutch. I need that new lighting kit. I need a new microphone. I need a new camera, or that brand new iPhone. If you have a clear human message that's valuable for people, they're going to want to watch it. It's not going to matter how high the resolution is or if the audio sounds like a professional podcast. Really, it comes down to a human being sharing a story that's interesting for someone else. One of the realities about recording videos is that it brings out our insecurities. It brings out our weaknesses, our self-doubt. The thing that I always tell people is, first and foremost, it must start with self-love. You must understand that you are perfect just the way that you are. Any weakness that you think that you might have is actually your strength, because that is truly what makes you different. Bring your personality and bring your humanity, because people will connect to that. And if you can keep it light with some comedy, even better. Because if you can entertain people in your videos, then you can really hook them.
You don't get much more of a chance to be authentic when you're in front of a camera in terms of really wanting to connect with that other person. So be authentic at the end of the day.
My stomach is growling.
No, mine was. You also want to make sure you eat before you record these videos, because if you get the growlies, oh man, look out for the growlies.
Here's an exercise that we will leave you with so that you can practice being more comfortable on camera. Grab your phone, go to the camera app or the Dubb app, and record a video of your origin story. First, try to make it 2 minutes, and then 1 minute, and then try to get it down to 30 seconds. And see how many takes it takes for you to feel comfortable and share your story in a way that makes you proud. If you practice recording video like this on a daily basis, it's going to become second nature. That is where you need to get, because the people that see the most results of using video are the ones that make it a daily flow. And when I say that, I mean, instead of sending 20 messages, they send 20 video messages a day, because that is what drives results.
And the origin story is a wonderful place to start with, Ruben, because it's knowledge that you completely know heart to heart. You know, you're not searching for what the information might be if you write a script or whatever. So it's a great place to practice because you know it.
Unless you're Wolverine.
Yeah, which his origin story was a little fuzzy because he had a hard time remembering it because, you know, he was captured.
He would need a script, I think.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for watching this video. Hopefully we convince you that recording video drives results. It's really easy to do, and the path to feeling more comfortable on camera is practice. If you're watching this video on YouTube, consider subscribing to this channel, and if not, go check out our YouTube channel for more videos just like this one. And don't forget to click the little notification bell when you're there to get real-time updates.
Again, this is Rob
and Ruben.
It was great seeing you.